My mechanic claimed he was test driving my car. The dashcam told a very different story. I sat in the driver's seat of my Audi RS7, staring at the digital dashboard, and I felt the blood drain out of my face so fast I thought I was going to pass out. My hands were gripping the perforated leather steering wheel, squeezing it hard enough to turn my knuckles a ghostly white. It wasn't the smell that hit me first, though the cabin reeked of stale menthol cigarettes and cheap vanilla body spray. It was the numbers. The glowing orange fuel light was screaming at me. I dropped this car off yesterday morning with a full tank of 93 octane. I specifically filled it up at the Shell station 2 blocks away because I'm obsessive about my maintenance. And now, it was running on fumes. My eyes shifted to the odometer. 42,105 miles. I closed my eyes and took a deep, shaky breath. I have a photographic memory for numbers, especially when it comes to this car. When I handed the keys over to the service manager yesterday, the odometer read 41,892. 213 miles. They put 213 miles on my car for an oil change and a tire rotation. I felt the heat rising in my neck, a prickly, suffocating sensation that crawled up my throat and settled behind my eyes. I wasn't just angry, I was violated. This car isn't just a vehicle to me. It's 5 years of savings. It's the bonus checks I didn't spend. It's the weekends I spent working overtime. It is my pride and joy, a twin-turbo V8 monster that I treat better than I treat myself. I opened the door and stepped out onto the concrete floor of the shop. The service manager, a guy named Rick who always had a toothpick dancing between his lips, was typing on a computer behind the high counter. I walked back inside. The bell on the door chimed, a cheerful sound that felt completely out of place with the violence currently brewing in my chest. "Forgot something, Mr. Hayes?" Rick asked, not looking up. "Rick," I said, my voice low and trembling with restrained rage. "Why is my gas tank empty?" Rick stopped typing. He looked up, shifting the toothpick to the other side of his mouth. He had that bored, dead-eyed look of a man who has been lied to by customers for 20 years and has stopped caring. "We probably had to let it idle to check the oil pressure," Rick shrugged. "These high-performance engines, they drink gas like water. It's normal." "It drank 18 gallons of fuel at idle?" I asked, stepping closer to the counter. "And did it also drive itself 213 miles while idling?" Rick blinked. He looked at me, then down at the paperwork, then back at me. The boredom flickered for a second, replaced by a flash of annoyance. "Look, buddy," he sighed, leaning forward. "You asked for a tire rotation and an alignment check. My tech, Kyle, he had to road test it. We gotta make sure the tracking is straight at highway speeds. Sometimes it takes a while to get the sensors to calibrate. Standard procedure. 200 miles is not a road test, Rick," I hissed, leaning over the counter until I was inches from his face. "That is a road trip. That is a drive to the state line." "Kyle is my lead tech," Rick said, his voice hardening. "If he says he needed to drive it to diagnose a vibration, he needed to drive it. Do you want the car fixed or not? Pay the invoice, or I keep the keys." I stared at him. I wanted to reach across the counter and grab him by his greasy polo shirt. I wanted to scream until the windows shattered, but I didn't. A cold, tactical clarity washed over me. Rick didn't know. Kyle didn't know. They saw the dashcam mounted on the windshield. I'm sure Kyle unplugged it. That's what shady mechanics do. But they didn't know about the Blackview interior cam. The one hidden in the housing of the rearview mirror. The one that runs on a separate battery backup and records audio and video of everything happening inside the cabin. What I'm about to see on my hidden cam is going to dismantle this shop's reputation faster than a blown head gasket. I'm not just going to want a refund, I'm going to want handcuffs. Click here to watch full version.